Hey everyone, no respawn. So we're at Sunshine Tidings Co-op. I was going to build this build. I was going to make this somewhere random originally, but to be honest, I hadn't actually been back to here in a good few episodes, so I wanted to build something in Sunshine Tidings Co-op. Now, this is the result of quite a few hours of messing around. So you're going to get, over the next couple of weeks, quite a few towers, because I've been experimenting with towers. Now, this one is probably, to be frank, probably doesn't suit this area a little bit. So anyway, this is just, where we are. USO integrated structures, modular ink boxcars, industrial frames. So now, I just wanted to test these out, basically. I'd seen them before, and I was like, ooh, I'm going to give them a bit of a fiddle. Now, as a side, what I do here, you can actually really easily achieve if you've got the Vault-Tec DLC. However, I just wanted to try those bits out. So basically what we're going to do here, as you can see, is, well, you can't see it because I'm going too fast. But basically, I'm using these as a kind of a frame, if you hadn't guessed, because I basically cut about 10 minutes of me fucking around trying to get everything to kind of be angled the right way. Instead, I used this as a kind of just a frame to move these in. Now, as I said, this is a little bit, probably, maybe a bit too industrial looking for this settlement, if I'm utterly honest. However, I haven't actually finished with the overall look. This settlement's going to look quite ramshackle, so I'll make it work, but potentially maybe I would have put this in somewhere else or just as a standalone. But it is also quite crisp. So if you're looking for a structure that maybe looks like it's actually got some structural integrity, this might be for you. Also, I kept picking up that stupid fucking guard rock. So that is my life, picking up guard rugs. There's so much stuff in the USO mod. It hasn't been updated for a while. Andrew CX is making loads of mods, but he just hasn't kind of added new stuff for this for a bit. But there's still stuff in there that I just haven't used at all, which is grand. There's still bits and pieces, so don't worry. There will be bits and pieces. Like, see, behind there, there's loads of the, what do we call it? The industrial, I don't know what they're called now. The modular industrial bits. I'm going to make use of them eventually. So pop that there. Everything's nice and even. It's quite cool. This is obviously a short video because it's ostensibly quite a simple build. This was actually a few days ago, like 5 hours of me just screwing around. And I just tried so many different things, but a load of them were a little bit shit. So this is the one I landed on. But I've got a few ideas. So this was kind of inspired. The idea being is what I wanted to do, and I will do it, is kind of have a water tower base type thing. Now, you do have the big white water towers in the game, however, they're a lot taller than I realised. However, as a side point, those big white ones, the one near Sanctuary, however, you can bury it in the ground, so I still might actually do something with them. I've got plans and ideas, basically. Plans and ideas. Yeah, just a record, you can actually, if you go into if you've got the Wasteland Workshop DLC, not the Wasteland Workshop, Vault-Tec Workshop DLC, there are actually some, especially of the USO mod, there are dirty versions of their frames, which actually, to be frank, probably look better than this. I just wanted to kind of give these ones a try. I think these ones especially would probably work really well integrated into other structures. I think they suit the tower thing, but also they might work as a kind of, but I've got some Brotherhood of Steel builds planned, basically. Not soon, or soon, maybe. You know what I'm like, I've got about 20 different ideas. But there are going to be some Brotherhood of Steel bits and pieces, because now I've got the, what do we call it, the Workshop Anywhere mod that I'm now using quite a bit. I'm gonna basically make a few like little Brotherhood of Steel mini outposts. So look out for that. I don't know when it'll be, but it'll be soon, yeah? It'll be soon. So this is actually quite clever. I mean, I thought it was clever. So this basically allows you to, initially, because I spent ages doing this, initially I actually had built the top floor first and then kind of glitched these in. It didn't work so well, so instead just do this, right? Really, really simple. And then the floors just snap on. Look at this. Look at this. It looks grand. It looks amazing. You love it. Stop lying. You love it. Don't say that. Anyway, it looks good. Sorry, really long week. So I started a new job last week. A little bit of life updates. New job. Really, really like it. But I've also got another job because I decided to be a contractor in my old job. And I'm a little bit busier than I was expecting. However, it'll only be for the next 2 weeks, because then most of the busy work, as such, the kind of like, I've got to do loads of like, I've got to be face deep in Photoshop and Illustrator and InDesign for the next 2 weeks. Incidentally, I hadn't used InDesign until recently. Really good if you work in publishing. And the reason why I hadn't used InDesign is because my last company used Illustrator, which if any of you have any idea what I'm talking about and have used the Adobe apps, know that why the hell would you use Illustrator to put text? Because it doesn't have bullet points properly, and you can't align text. Whereas now I've used InDesign, and it would have probably saved us literally hours last year, but we just were too cheap to pay for it. So yeah, InDesign, love you. Right, anyway, so basically I'm giving this kind of a curved look. Now, I left that structure in, but I don't end up using this one. Now, basically, I spent about a good 2.5 hours, I think, putting shit in the middle of that. Like, that little kind of base structure, for example, I used the rug glitch to put the water tower in there. I used the other water tower in the USO mod, the red one that I've used in the castle. I put loads of stuff, so this is actually weirdly modular, but I opted for what I end up opting with. Good lord, man. Get some sleep. Ugh. New job though, flexible hours. I can start any time between 8 and 10, though it does mean I have to finish between 4 and 6. And as of about 2 weeks from now, I get to work home from once a week. So I am good. I've got an adulting job, but I'm really busy and really tired. Oh, and those of you who follow my Twitter know this, but because I have money again, which is grand, it's like spare money, I've already bookmarked, saved them rather as a wish list in Amazon, but I'm going to be getting new equipment. So I'm getting a mic stand and a holder for this lovely Blue Yeti microphone that I have, which means I can finally start doing Let's Plays again in a few weeks. Give me some time. The reason why is because you can't use this mic without a mic stand because it's way too sensitive and will pick up every single vibration, especially you putting your hand on the desk. But also, I will be getting a camera possibly a little bit later down the line, and it'll be really, really grand, so just you wait and see. But anywho, so back to the build. Firstly, I'm about to use my favourite of the prefabs. And I've mentioned this prefab before, but I love this prefab. I don't know why, I just really like this prefab, and I just thought, so the whole, because I was obsessed with how visual this would look. Now, what I mean by that is that's actually a terrible word to use because it doesn't really even make sense what I'm saying in context. Anyway, basically visual. Oh, for fuck's sake, David. But how visually it would look in terms of walking up to it at the skyline, and basically the kind of little bunkers or little houses I'd built on top of this were a little bit too small to really stick out, whereas this is just big enough that it looks quite nice. I'd prefer something a little bit larger as well, but they didn't have it, or they do, but they weren't fitting in so well. So this fits in really, really well, as you can see. It looks quite nice from the fronts. There we go. I'm going to add a bit and a piece down the side, so just you wait, and it'll be really, really exciting. It did take me a while to get it in properly, though. It was a nightmare, actually. And I also didn't cut out the belt where I opened the menu, which just gives you an idea just how long that is. So you pop those down there like that. My railing work is getting quite good now, actually, now that I've started to kind of branch out to new kinds of railings. So I pop that off there. What are we doing? Oh yeah, I've got to snap this thing on first. Look at that, look at that. So basically that actually snaps to the board underneath. I do actually, just a spoiler, although I don't know if I might actually possibly show you. No, I don't. But basically I do actually, which is good because it would take ages. You want to put that part in first, if you're going to do, like, this little structure here. Because the reason being is, when I walked further away, there was actually a gap between the prefab, and that looked a bit weird, but other than that. I decorate this quite well. The inside's quite cozy. Still think it may or may not suit the actual area, but because, for example, I'm walling this off, so there'll be lots of detail in Sunshine Tidings Co-op that will look quite cool. I'm really excited by the fact I finished a lot of the settlements. Are you really excited? Because I'm thinking about it, and I've finished a lot of them. And because of the way we've been doing it, with like doing these in these small videos, they look fucking cool. Right, all of them do. I'm really excited. I haven't played the game, like played it in a few months now, actually. Like kind of just questing, because I've been doing other things, mostly playing The Witcher and working. But I'm really, really excited for just like how this is going to look. Like just the whole area. So there's me just zooming around the tile. It's a bit spindly. So here's the tour. So I added a couple of bits. I added a little wooden support just to break up the inside. And as you can see right there, I've got like some little fences which I glitched in. I added these stairs on the back. I really hate scaffolding. Bethesda, wishlist please, ladders. Can we just have ladders? I hate having to add stairs. It looks fucking stupid. I just want ladders. Mate, ladders, yeah? Just give me ladders. Give me a climbing animation. Come on. Because this would be so much better with a spindly ladder. Anyway, we'll pop inside. It's a nice little tower, though. It's got a nice view to it. It's quite a nice little building itself. It's decorated quite cosily. I did mention in the last video that I will be making this kitchen area a lot. I just like the structure and that little kind of counter. It looks very, very nice, very warm. Anyway, as always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns. I will have a new video up soon. I have no idea what, to be utterly honest. But until then, you guys enjoy the rest of your week. You guys take care.